Okay, you run into all kinds of interesting people at CPAC, and it's after hours at CPAC, and I've run into a gentleman who used to spend his high school years in East Berlin while the wall was up. What's your name, sir?
My name is Joe Nusser.
And Joe, what's your relation to CPAC and such? What brings you down here?
I am just an admirer, participant.
Now, I understand that in your high school years, your father was a diplomat in East Berlin, and because of that, you crossed the wall on a regular basis.
Daily, yeah.
Now, what years was that?
That would have been in the it was in the early 80s.
Okay, before they stopped shooting people.
Before they stopped shooting people, one could. We lived about half a mile from the wall. In fact,
on which side did you live?
On the east side. On the east side. Of course, we could freely travel to the west.
And that was because of your diplomatic status?
That was because of diplomatic status, yeah. There were a very, very small number of East Germans who could. You could probably, they were the kind of people they kept on to do business deals, that kind of thing. But in general, it was all foreigners who could cross over. And at night, you know, we would hear rifle shots. We weren't sure if they were at people or they just did that to scare the public. But you know, all of it required coercion.
Now, how complicated a situation was it to cross on a regular basis? Were you just recognized, or did you have to jump through any hoops?
There's a famous German phrase called Ausweis bitte.
Which means?
In other words, show me your papers. Now, they did make arrangements for, you know, this small cast of people that they allowed to go through. And there was no doubt we were spied on. I mean, that's part of a paranoid, coercive state, is that, you know, phones were tapped. That goes without saying.
Now, how old were you at this time again?
When we left, I was 17 or 16. Yeah, 16.
And what impression? Now, did you have a lot of contact with people in East Berlin, or was it just the school? And was the school just for diplomats and so forth?
No, the school was actually a West German high school, a West Berlin high school, because West Berlin and West Germany were not exactly the same thing.
Oh, so basically you lived in East Berlin, and you went to school in West Berlin.
That's correct. That's correct.
Now, how did your class react to that? Your class must have thought that was that must have really freaked out people to some degree.
It freaked people out. When I catch up with people I knew then, it still freaks them out. They still can't believe that it was the case. But you know, there was a reason. You didn't have very close contact with people in East Germany, with East Germans, not for one's own sake, but for their sake, because they would get into trouble engaging in an entanglement with a foreigner.
So in other words, if you made a friend, they would instantly become under suspicion, and it could cause them trouble.
Yeah, or at least they would be harassed in some way. They would get a visit from the police, yeah, from the Stasi,
which you did not want.
No, well, my parents rapidly disabused us of even thinking about it, because frankly, it has to do with some other person's life. Their life is far more constrained than ours will ever be. So simply out of kindness.
Now, I have to ask this question. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about building the wall of Mexico,
yeah.
And our friends on the left, I've been trying to compare it to the Berlin Wall. As a person who actually dealt with the Berlin Wall,
yeah.
Saw how it worked, saw what it was for, how bad a comparison is that? I would say it's ridiculous myself.
It's a foolish comparison. The Berlin Wall was meant to keep a population in, and it was unlawful. Germany was a single nation, which, you know, the East Germans were the ones who decided to sever their bonds with them and not allow their population to leave. They did it to keep the bleeding down. They were losing their best people.
Because the best people naturally wanted to get out.
That's right. The best people wanted freedom. They understood the situation.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Enforcing your border is a completely different matter altogether.
Well, thank you so much, not only for the insight to history, but the insight applying it to our current situation. Thank you.
My pleasure.
See, now that's